think Kansas City is somewhat of a hidden gem because the cost of living here is quite a bit cheaper than other parts of the country. Right now, the median home price in the United States is just over 400,000, but the median priced home here in Kansas City is right around 310. This is a huge difference, and believe it or not, there are some suburbs in Kansas City where you can find homes even cheaper. If you're looking to save even more money, we're going to show you 6 of the most affordable suburbs here in Kansas City. My name is Michael Mars, and this is my twin brother Mason. If you're new to our channel, we're a local real estate team right here in Kansas City. Our team helps people relocate to the KC Metro, and if you're considering a move to Kansas City, we would love to be your real estate agents. If you're ready to start planning your move, or maybe you just have questions, you can book a quick call with us using the link down in the description, or shoot us an email. Again, all of our contact info is right down below. There are a lot of areas to consider when you think about a move to Kansas City, but you might find that areas like Parkville, Overland Park, and Leawood are a bit outside of your budget. Average sales prices in these areas are quite a bit higher than other parts of Kansas City, and while they do have some really nice amenities, some people may choose to focus on finding an area that keeps a lot more cash in their pocket. There are trade-offs to living in these suburbs, of course, but if budget-friendly is the most important factor for you, you're going to want to check these out. First up is Independence, Missouri. Independence sits on the south side of the river on the Missouri side of Kansas City and has about 120,000 residents. The median home price here is only $200,000, which makes it one of the most affordable suburbs in the metro. It's the 5th largest city in the state, and it's also one of the oldest, so there's a ton of history here. One of the great things about Independence is its proximity to downtown Kansas City. You can be in River Market or the Power and Light District in less than 20 minutes. This makes it really easy to find a lot of entertainment options not that far from home. You'll also find Cable Dahmer Arena here. They host concerts and all kinds of other events, but it's also home to Kansas City's minor league hockey team, the Kansas City Mavericks. These games are super fun to go to, even if you're like me and you don't really follow hockey all that much. Independence also has a really great downtown square area with all kinds of shops and restaurants that you can really feel the history in this area. Every year over Labor Day weekend, they have a big festival here called Santa Calagon Days, and people will come from all over the city for food and live music. We mentioned before that a lot of these budget-friendly areas aren't without their drawbacks, and that's really true for Independence. For one, crime rates tend to be a little bit higher here. Niche.com gives it a C+ grade for crime, and Neighborhood Scout provides a great resource for this info as well. Some of this stuff tends to get a little better as you move east in the city, and if stats like this are important to you, we always encourage you to take some time to check out resources like these on your own. School district also tends to be an important piece for a lot of our clients. Niche gives the school district here a B-, and it ranks as the 29th best district in the KC Metro. One unique thing about the district, though, is they recently moved to a 4-day school week. This has become a little more common in more rural areas of Missouri, but Independence is the largest district in the state to make this move. It's not permanent yet, as residents will vote during the 2025 and 2026 school year. This is definitely something to consider if you have kids who will be in school. Next on the list is Grandview, Missouri. The median sales price here is only slightly higher than what you'll find in Independence at just $210,000. Grandview is much smaller than Independence with only around 25,000 residents. Grandview is south of the river and it's south of downtown by about 20 minutes. It's home to a ton of parks, but it may have one of the coolest parks in the metro. Valley Park has a zip line, a huge slide, and several rope climbing structures. Grandview also has an amphitheater that hosts events throughout the year, and they usually do a really cool summer concert series. Grandview is also home to Longview Lake. You can spend some time on the water, of course, or you can do some hiking or camping. They also have a sand beach area, which helps to bring just a tiny slice of the coastal life here to the Midwest. Obviously, those things really don't compare too much at all, but it's a cool spot to check out. Grandview is affordable, but it does also tend to have some of the same issues with crime that we see in some of these other areas. Niche gives it a grade of a C- in this area. On top of that, traffic, if you have to commute to work in the city, can be kind of a headache. Just north of Grandview is a whole mess of twisted bridges and highways known as the Grandview Triangle. 3 major highways intersect here, and it's really the only way north into downtown. During the day, traffic really isn't too bad, but if you have to navigate this stretch during rush hour or on a weekend, you may want to have a podcast queued up because it can get a little congested. It's still far better than rush hour in other bigger cities, but it can still be kind of annoying to have to navigate it every day. Next up is Raytown, Missouri. Raytown has a median sales price of only $215,000, so it's fairly affordable as well. It's similar to Grandview in size with just over 29,000 residents. Raytown also sits south of the river, north of Grandview, but south of Independence, so it has great access to downtown Kansas City. One of the cool things about Raytown is that the Kansas City Zoo is just down the road. There's also several parks and easy access to the Rock Island Trail. This trail runs for 13.5 miles, which makes it great for biking or running. Another big perk of Raytown is just how close it is to the Truman Sports Complex, which is where the Kansas City Chiefs and the Royals play. From a lot of places in Raytown, you could be at the stadiums in less than 10 minutes. There's going to be a lot of traffic on game days if you're coming from other parts of the metro, so this is really a huge plus. In terms of crime here, there tends to be a bit more activity on the northwest side of the city and less as you move further south. You'll notice a trend in home prices that tends to follow this pattern as well. As far as schools go, Raytown unfortunately doesn't have the best reputation. Niche gives them a C+, and they tend to be lower down on the ranking list for the metro, with about 30 or so districts ranking higher. This may not be a factor for you, but just something to keep in mind if you have kids. Raytown isn't without its issues like most cities, but if you're looking for affordable and budget-friendly, you might find it to be a great option. Now we're going to head north of the river to North Kansas City. North Kansas City is a smaller suburb just north of downtown. This can be kind of confusing if you're new to the area because there's actually quite a bit of the metro that is north of North Kansas City. But hey, I didn't name them. The median price for a home here is a little higher than some of the other areas we've talked about already, but it's still pretty affordable at $269,000. The actual city of North Kansas City is pretty small with only about 4,500 residents, but it's super close to downtown, so it has a really nice mix between urban and suburban life. There's a ton of industrial and commercial space here, so the city has a really cool feel to it. There's several restaurants and options for entertainment like Chicken and Pickle, which is a restaurant that features both indoor and outdoor pickleball courts. It's really fun. There's a lot of restaurants and bars right in North Kansas City, but it's also literally right over the river from downtown, so you're super close to just about anything you could want. You can be across the river and in the river market area in less than 10 minutes. And if you want even more options, you can hop on the streetcar and take it to Power and Light or the Crossroads for dinner and drinks. Because of its proximity to the city, crime can sometimes be an issue here, but most people choose North Kansas City because of its easy access to all those downtown amenities. As far as schools are concerned, the North Kansas City School District is actually ranked quite a bit higher than some of the other areas we mentioned. Niche has them ranked number 10 in the KC Metro, so that's a huge plus to this area. North Kansas City is pretty unique, but it's experienced a lot of growth recently, especially with the addition of the KC Current Soccer Stadium just over the river. It's honestly my favorite suburb on the list, and it's definitely worth a look. Keep in mind that Kansas City splits both Missouri and Kansas, and as a general rule, they're typically more affordable suburbs on the Missouri side than they're on the Kansas side. But that doesn't mean that Kansas doesn't offer some great affordable options. If you want to be on the Kansas side, but you're looking for budget-friendly, you might find what you're looking for in Kansas City, Kansas. Kansas City, Kansas, or KCK, is the third largest city in Kansas with about 153,000 people, and the median home price here is only $215,000. This city really has the potential to appeal to a wide range of buyers because you'll find a different experience depending on where you choose to settle down. The east side of the city has more of an industrial or urban feel, and you'll find a ton of older homes here that have a ton of history and character. A neighborhood like Strawberry Hill, for example, has a lot of homes that were built in the early 1900s, and they have a ton of character. This neighborhood has a lot of cultural events and some of the best views of the downtown skyline that you'll find anywhere in the city. Kansas City is known for its barbecue, but in KCK, you'll also find the famous Taco Trail. This is a self-guided tour of mostly family-owned restaurants that offer a huge variety of tacos, and it's a great way to explore the culture that the city has to offer and enjoy some really great food. The west side of the city feels a lot more suburban. The homes get quite a bit newer, and you'll find more options for shopping like the Legends outlets. You can catch a pro soccer game at Sporting Park or a NASCAR race at Kansas Speedway. Regardless of the type of lifestyle you're looking for, KCK really has something for everyone. This city isn't without its challenges though, of course. For example, some of the older areas are still a bit run down. Older homes can bring a unique character and charm, but they also require a lot of time to maintain. Crime can also be an issue here too, and the schools are kind of lacking compared to other districts in the metro. Overall though, KCK is continuing to grow and be renovated, which makes it a great option for someone looking for an area that has a lot to offer on a budget. The last suburb on this list is Gladstone, Missouri. Gladstone is home to about 26,000 people, and it sits north of the river in an area you'll typically hear called the Northland. The median sales price here is $275,000, which is the highest priced area on our list, but it's still pretty affordable. Gladstone kind of feels like a city within a city. The areas around it are all technically in the city of Kansas City, so it can often feel difficult to know when you've crossed between the two. Gladstone feels very suburban with a good mix of older and newer homes. A lot of the homes in Gladstone were built in the 50s and 60s as soldiers came back from World War II to settle down. I actually used to live in Gladstone, and one of my neighbors was the original owner of the home right across the street from us. She told me stories of how back when the neighborhood was first developed, they used to shut down the neighborhood streets and have block parties with their families. That sense of community is still there in a lot of the neighborhoods here, and it's really cool to see. Like we said, Gladstone feels like your typical neighborhood, so you'll find all kinds of restaurants from national chains to local spots and grocery stores all right here. Gladstone has a ton of parks like Hobby Hill and Penguin Park, which makes it great for families with kids. On the square in Gladstone, you can find several great restaurants and a place to stop for a cup of coffee. In the same area, you'll find Linden Square, and they host all kinds of events here, including a summer concert series. Gladstone itself may not feel like it offers a ton to do, but it's just a short drive from all kinds of other KC suburbs for a night out. So there you have it, the 6 most affordable suburbs in Kansas City. No matter where you land in the metro, you'll find pros and cons, and it can be really confusing trying to sort through all that information. That's what we're here for though. If you're thinking about a move to Kansas City, we would love to help you find the area that's right for you. Click the link in the description to book a call with us or shoot us an email at hello@themarshgroup.com. And if you want to see more of what it's like to live in Gladstone, make sure to check out this next video, and don't forget to subscribe for more weekly videos of Life in KC.